The foundation of any meaningful relationship lies in mutual respect and a deep understanding of self-worth. Recognizing your value is not only about self-empowerment, but also about ensuring that the relationships you nurture align with your sense of dignity. In the context of texting, this principle becomes even more critical. When you find yourself repeatedly reaching out to someone who doesn't reciprocate with the same enthusiasm or interest, it's essential to take a step back and evaluate what that behavior is communicating, not just about them, but about your own boundaries and expectations. Constant texting, especially when it isn't met with the same energy, can unintentionally convey a sense of dependence or insecurity. It might make you feel like you're chasing validation rather than allowing a relationship to develop naturally. This isn't to say that reaching out is inherently bad. Communication is vital. However, when it becomes one-sided, it can erode your sense of self-respect over time. Acknowledging this dynamic is the first step toward reclaiming your confidence and setting boundaries that protect your emotional well-being. Boundaries are not barriers, they are safeguards that ensure respect in interactions. By deciding not to text someone continuously, you are not playing games or creating distance out of spite. Instead, you are asserting your independence and prioritizing your emotional health. You are making a conscious choice to demand the same level of effort and attention that you are willing to invest. This shift in behavior isn't just about them noticing your absence, it's about you recognizing that you deserve relationships where both parties are equally invested. Moreover, setting boundaries communicates confidence. When you refrain from initiating constant communication, you send a clear message that you value yourself and won't settle for less than mutual respect and effort. Confidence is inherently attractive because it signals emotional stability and self-assurance. It shifts the dynamic of any interaction, often encouraging others to step up and meet your standards. In this sense, withholding excessive communication isn't about manipulation, but about creating a space where the other person can reflect on your importance in their life. Additionally, stepping back allows you to assess the relationship from a healthier perspective. When you're overly focused on initiating contact, it can be easy to overlook red flags or settle for less than you deserve. Taking a pause gives you the clarity to evaluate the other person's actions objectively. Are they making an effort to reach out to you? Do they value your time and presence? By observing their behavior rather than constantly seeking engagement, you allow yourself the opportunity to understand their intentions better. This period of self-reflection also enables you to identify whether the relationship aligns with your values and goals. Another significant aspect of respecting your value is understanding the balance between availability and exclusivity. While being readily accessible might seem like a way to strengthen bonds, it can sometimes have the opposite effect. When someone always knows they can hear from you without putting in any effort, it can lead to complacency or a lack of appreciation. By setting boundaries around how often you communicate, you create a sense of exclusivity that naturally fosters appreciation. It's human nature to value what feels rare or earned. When you show that your time and energy are not unlimited resources, it encourages others to treat them with care and respect. Choosing not to text excessively is also a way to reclaim your emotional energy. Relationships, especially new or uncertain ones, can be emotionally taxing when one person feels the need to overcompensate. By deciding to focus on yourself and establish boundaries, you free up energy to invest in your passions, goals, and personal development. This shift not only enhances your own sense of fulfillment, but also makes you a more balanced and grounded individual in any relationship. People are naturally drawn to those who exude happiness and confidence, and this is often achieved by prioritizing self-care and personal growth. Furthermore, respecting your value doesn't mean closing yourself off to the possibility of meaningful connection. It simply means being intentional about the interactions you allow into your life. When you set boundaries, you open the door for healthier, more respectful relationships to flourish. People who genuinely care about you will make an effort to meet you halfway, and those who don't will naturally fade away. In both scenarios, you win, either by nurturing a meaningful bond or by protecting yourself from unnecessary emotional strain. Lastly, it's essential to approach this mindset with kindness toward yourself and others. Deciding not to text someone excessively isn't about punishing them or testing their interests. It's about honoring your emotional needs and ensuring that your relationships are built on a foundation of mutual respect. When you respect your value and set boundaries, you create a dynamic where both parties can thrive. It's an act of self-love that radiates outward, inviting others to treat you with the same respect and care. By recognizing your worth and prioritizing self-respect, you pave the way for healthier, more fulfilling connections. This approach not only strengthens your relationships, but also deepens your sense of confidence and emotional resilience. In choosing to value yourself, you teach others to do the same, creating a positive ripple effect that enhances every interaction in your life. Understanding the importance of self-restraint and communication can transform how relationships evolve and how you feel about yourself. In the context of texting, holding back from impulsively reaching out can sometimes feel unnatural, especially when emotions are involved. However, mastering this restraint is less about playing games and more about creating balance and ensuring that interactions stem from mutual desire rather than one-sided efforts. When you text someone repeatedly without giving them the space to respond or reciprocate, it can inadvertently shift the dynamic of the relationship. The other person might begin to take your presence for granted, not out of malice, but simply because human nature often values what isn't constantly accessible. On the other hand, when you resist the urge to initiate conversations endlessly, you create a sense of curiosity and room for the other person to reflect on your importance in their life. By allowing silence to fill the space, you give them the opportunity to decide whether they want to engage, which can reveal much about their true intentions. This approach is not about manipulation, but about ensuring that interactions remain organic and meaningful. Communication should never feel forced or obligatory. It should be a natural expression of interest and care. When you take a step back, you allow the relationship to develop at its own pace, free from the pressure of constant pursuit. This patience and self-restraint communicate a quiet confidence that is both empowering and attractive. It shows that you value yourself enough not to chase validation or attention, and that you trust the relationship to flourish without needing to force it. Another significant benefit of exercising self-retraction and communication is the clarity it provides. When you constantly text someone, it can be challenging to see the bigger picture. Your focus becomes so fixed on their responses, or lack thereof, that you might overlook other crucial aspects of the relationship. Taking a break from constant texting allows you to step back and evaluate the situation objectively. Are they putting in the same effort to maintain the connection? Do their actions align with their words? By observing rather than always initiating, you gain a clearer understanding of their level of commitment and interest. This period of reflection is also an opportunity for self-growth. Instead of spending time crafting messages or overanalyzing their replies, you can channel that energy into yourself. Pursue hobbies, nurture your passions, and invest in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, you not only enhance your own happiness, but also become more confident and self-assured. This self-confidence naturally translates into your interactions, making you more magnetic and grounded. Self-gradation in communication also helps to establish healthy boundaries, which are essential for any relationship to thrive. Boundaries are not about keeping people out, but about ensuring that your emotional needs are met and that the relationship remains respectful and balanced. When you refrain from texting excessively, you set a standard for how you wish to be treated. It sends a subtle but powerful message that your time and energy are valuable and that you won't settle for a relationship where you're the only one putting in effort. Now, boundaries also protect you from emotional burnout. Constantly reaching out and not receiving the same level of engagement in return can be draining and disheartening. By limiting how often you initiate communication, you preserve your emotional energy and prevent yourself from becoming overly invested in a relationship that may not be reciprocal. This isn't about being cold or detached, it's about prioritizing your well-being and ensuring that your interactions are mutually fulfilling. Additionally, practicing self-restraint in texting can reignite a sense of excitement and anticipation in the relationship. In today's fast-paced world of instant messaging, it's easy for communication to become monotonous and predictable. By taking a step back and not always being the first to text, you create space for the other person to miss you and to initiate contact themselves. This natural ebb and flow of communication can make your interactions feel more special and meaningful. And it's important to remember that self-control doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or pretending not to care. It's about channeling those feelings in a way that aligns with your values and self-respect. It's okay to care deeply about someone and still choose to hold back from texting them constantly. In fact, this balance often makes your care and affection more impactful because it's expressed thoughtfully and intentionally rather than out of habit or insecurity. The key to mastering self-control in communication is shifting your perspective. Instead of viewing texting as a way to seek reassurance or maintain control over the relationship, see it as a tool for genuine connection. Use it sparingly and meaningfully, and let your actions reflect your confidence and self-worth. Trust that the right person will appreciate and reciprocate your efforts without needing constant reminders of your presence. Ultimately, self-control in communication is an act of self-love. It's about prioritizing your emotional well-being and ensuring that your relationships are built on a foundation of mutual respect and effort. By practicing restraint and allowing the relationship to unfold naturally, you create a space where true connection can thrive. Trust the process and trust yourself, knowing that the relationships meant for you will flourish without forcing or chasing. Relationships thrive on balance and mutual respect. In communication, especially during emotional or uncertain times, understanding the value of patience and reflection can make a profound difference. Often, when we are eager to connect with someone, the instinct to act quickly and persistently takes over, especially in the form of frequent messaging. However, taking a step back and resisting the urge to constantly reach out can be a powerful choice that influences the dynamic and trajectory of a relationship. This isn't about playing games or employing tactics to manipulate someone's attention. It's about creating space for mutual effort and understanding to emerge naturally. When you give someone the space to think, they gain the opportunity to evaluate their feelings and priorities without external pressure. Constant messaging, even if done out of care or affection, can sometimes overshadow the other person's ability to process their emotions or recognize their genuine interest. By stepping back and reducing communication, you provide the breathing room necessary for reflection. This act allows the other person to recognize the value of your presence and evaluate what they want from the relationship. It's a subtle yet impactful way of nurturing emotional maturity, both in yourself and the other party. This concept is closely tied to the idea of self-respect and confidence. When you refrain from over-communicating, you demonstrate a level of self-assurance that speaks volumes. It sends a quiet but clear message. You value the relationship, but you also value yourself enough to not chase or force a connection. People are naturally drawn to those who exhibit self-worth because it reflects a sense of stability and security. Confidence in communication doesn't mean withholding affection. It means understanding when to give and when to hold back, trusting that the right relationships will flourish without excessive effort. Another significant aspect of this approach is the impact it has on your emotional well-being. Repeatedly initiating contact and not receiving the desired response can lead to frustration, disappointment, and self-doubt. These feelings can escalate, affecting not only your perception of the relationship, but also your overall sense of self. By stepping back and allowing communication to unfold naturally, you protect yourself from unnecessary emotional strain. This act of self-care creates a healthier mental and emotional state, enabling you to approach the relationship with clarity and balance. It's also worth noting that stepping back from constant communication allows for genuine interactions to take precedence. When every message you send is motivated by an immediate need for connection, the quality of communication can diminish. However, when you take the time to reflect and allow moments of silence, the conversations that do occur are often more meaningful and intentional. They carry depth because they stem from a place of mutual effort and thoughtfulness rather than impulsive action. In addition to fostering meaningful communication, giving space helps prevent misunderstandings and misinterpretations. Constant messaging, especially during emotionally charged situations, can lead to miscommunication and even conflict. Emotions can cloud judgment, leading to messages being sent out of frustration, insecurity, or confusion. By stepping back, you create an opportunity for emotions to settle and for rationality to guide your actions. This pause can make conversations more constructive and respectful, strengthening the foundation of the relationship. Patience in communication also cultivates a sense of mystery and intrigue. When you're always available and constantly initiating contact, the other person may begin to take your presence for granted. This isn't to suggest that you should make yourself scarce to seem more appealing, but rather that a natural ebb and flow in communication can keep the relationship dynamic and engaging. The absence of immediate responses creates moments of anticipation, allowing the other person to look forward to your next interaction. This rhythm can make your connection feel more special and cherished. It's important to approach this concept with authenticity and intention. Stepping back from communication doesn't mean ignoring or neglecting someone you care about. It's about balancing your actions with respect for their space and your own emotional boundaries. Healthy relationships are built on a foundation of trust and mutual effort. Additionally, the time you gain from not constantly focusing on messaging can be redirected toward personal growth and self-improvement. Use this period to invest in your passions, hobbies, and personal goals. When you channel your energy into becoming the best version of yourself, you not only enhance your own happiness, but also bring more value to the relationship. A strong sense of individuality and purpose is incredibly attractive and can positively influence how others perceive and respond to you. Ultimately, this approach encourages emotional resilience and independence. It shifts the focus from external validation to internal strength, allowing you to navigate relationships with grace and confidence. By trusting the process and giving space for natural development, you create a relationship dynamic that is rooted in mutual respect and genuine connection. Relationships flourish when both individuals feel valued and respected, and that starts with how you choose to communicate. Love and connection are deeply personal experiences, and while everyone approaches relationships differently, there's an undeniable truth. Authenticity matters. Being genuine, honest, and transparent in your interactions is the cornerstone of building a lasting and meaningful bond. This is particularly important in relationships where emotions run high and misunderstandings can arise. When you are truly yourself, free from pretense or fear, you create a space where love can grow naturally. This authenticity serves as a guiding light, allowing both partners to navigate the complexities of the relationship with trust and understanding. The power of authenticity lies in its ability to foster vulnerability. Being open about your feelings, thoughts, and insecurities requires courage, but it also builds a deeper emotional connection. When you share your true self, you invite the other person to do the same. This exchange of honesty creates an environment where both individuals feel safe to express their emotions without judgment. It's in these moments of vulnerability that trust is strengthened, laying the foundation for a relationship that can withstand challenges and changes. Moreover, authenticity promotes clarity and prevents miscommunication. When you are honest about your intentions and feelings, there is less room for misunderstandings or assumptions. Clarity in communication is crucial for setting boundaries, managing expectations, and ensuring that both partners are on the same page. This transparency eliminates guesswork and allows the relationship to progress smoothly. It also helps in resolving conflicts, as open and honest discussions lead to effective solutions rather than prolonged disagreement. Another significant aspect of authenticity is its role in building respect. When you are true to yourself, you demonstrate self-respect, which in turn encourages the other person to respect you as well. People are naturally drawn to those who exude confidence and self-assuredness because it reflects a strong sense of identity and purpose. This respect creates a balanced dynamic where both partners feel valued and appreciated. It ensures that the relationship is built on mutual admiration rather than dependency or control. In addition to fostering respect, authenticity encourages growth, both individually and as a couple. When you are genuine, you allow yourself to evolve without the constraints of pretending to be someone you're not. This personal growth enhances the relationship as both partners bring their best selves to the table. Together, you can celebrate achievements, navigate challenges, and support each other's aspirations. This shared journey of growth strengthens the bond and deepens the connection, making the relationship more fulfilling and meaningful. It's also important to recognize that authenticity is not about perfection. Being genuine doesn't mean you have to have everything figured out or present yourself as flawless. In fact, embracing your imperfections and sharing your struggles can make the relationship more relatable and grounded. It's through these imperfections that you find common ground and build empathy. This shared understanding creates a sense of unity, reminding both partners that they are not alone in their experiences. While authenticity is essential, it also requires balance. Being true to yourself doesn't mean disregarding the other person's feelings or needs. It's about finding harmony between self-expression and consideration for your partner. This balance ensures that the relationship remains respectful and supportive, even during disagreements. By prioritizing both your individuality and the partnership, you create a dynamic where both parties feel heard and valued. Another key element of authenticity is consistency. Being genuine isn't just about how you present yourself in the early stages of a relationship, it's about maintaining that honesty and transparency over time. Consistency builds reliability, which is a cornerstone of trust. When your words and actions align, you show your partner that they can depend on you. This dependability reinforces the relationship's stability and provides a sense of security, which is essential for long-term happiness. Authenticity also encourages acceptance. When you are genuine, you give your partner the opportunity to love you for who you truly are rather than an idealized version of yourself. This acceptance is liberating and allows the relationship to thrive without the pressure of meeting unrealistic expectations. It also fosters self-acceptance as you learn to embrace your own uniqueness and value your individuality. In the context of love and relationships, authenticity is a gift that keeps giving. It deepens emotional intimacy, strengthens trust, and promotes mutual respect. It allows both partners to experience the relationship in its truest form, free from illusions or pretenses. This genuine connection is what makes love enduring and transformative. Ultimately, being authentic in your relationships is an act of love and respect, both for yourself and your partner. It's about creating a bond that is rooted in honesty, vulnerability, and mutual understanding. By embracing your true self and allowing your partner to do the same, you pave the way for a relationship that is rich, meaningful, and lasting. Trust in the power of authenticity and let it guide you toward the love you deserve.